Today I'm heading off to some of England's very well-known sailing places. We're going to go to Teignmouth, we'll talk more about that, Salcombe, we might even pop down to Portland, but we may leave that for another day. We'll certainly see. We'll be looking at some sailing destinations in the southwest corner of England, known as the West Country, so the counties of Dorset, Devon and Cornwall. Our first stop is in Devon and the town of Teignmouth. Now, Teignmouth is probably best known internationally due to the ill-fated journey of Donald Crowhurst in the inaugural Golden Globe around the world race in 1968. The Crowhurst character was very well captured in the film The Mercy, starring Colin Firth and Rachel Weisz. Fascinating story. It should never be overlooked, though, that the winner of that race, Sir Robert Knox-Johnston, became the first person to circumnavigate, unassisted, non-stop. Quite a feat. Teignmouth, though, is a beautiful English seaside town and has been a popular destination for many, many years. All the classic seaside scenery, beautiful houses, and lots and lots of water for you to play in, whether you're a sailor or a swimmer. Now, the harbour itself has quite a tide, and you can see here how quickly that tide is flowing. And for us people who live and boat mainly in Sydney Harbour, that is crazy. I would reckon that's probably 5 or 6 knots there, if not lots more. Now, on the day that I was there, you had a classic case of wind against tide, and you can see here that very unsteady sea with smashing up against that seawall, and really untidy. And as I was looking at that, I noticed that there was out at sea a solitary boat. I was trying to work out why anybody would be out in these conditions, and clearly he was heading into port, and you can see here right in the channel, sometimes making headway, sometimes going nowhere, sometimes going backwards, and I was concerned for his safety. Just have a look at the arrow is pointing how much tide is flowing by the look of that buoy there. And I was very happy to see that our solo sailor was making headway and eventually got himself into the quieter waters. The RNLI has a strong presence in Teignmouth, and with boating like that, I'm not surprised. Our next destination is Salcombe. Salcombe is also in Devon, and as you can see here, it is an absolutely beautiful part of the world. Salcombe does have a small fishing fleet, mostly shellfish, but its prime business these days is tourism. It's a regular population in winter times about 1900, and in summertime about 25,000. That's right, 25,000. But it is really a beautiful place, and if you were thinking about spending a little bit of time in the West Country of England, Salcombe is one place that you really need to visit and have a look at. Now, Devon doesn't have the tidal range that somewhere like the Bristol Channel has. The tidal range is about 2.5 meters, and you can see here with the RNLI boat and the inset picture there, high and low tide. Again, for those of us who are used to boating on Sydney Harbour, that's quite extraordinary. Our next destination is in Cornwall and the beautiful little town of Mousehole. Now, this is not really a sailing destination, but I thought you may be interested. It is quite a popular tourist spot. Thankfully, I was there out of season, and it was very, very quiet. You can see a beautiful little harbour there, and a small fishing fleet, but mainly these days catering to the tourists rather than commercial fishing. Now they have the ability to lock the harbour off, and you can see some poles there and the slots there in the break wall, and they can slide those down there and completely block off the harbour from the sea. Mousehole is a very sleepy place, and one that you can go to and really relax and enjoy some quiet time. It certainly is a very, very picturesque place. My favourite thing about the English seaside are the Atlantic gulls, or black-backed gulls. In comparison to our Australian gulls, our silver gulls, these ones have a wingspan 3 times the size. Very close to Mousehole is Penzance. I'm not going to spend too much time here in Penzance, but it is quite a quirky place, and it is worth a visit if you have some time. A visit to Penzance isn't complete unless you go to the harbour, of course, and I poked around as I usually do. And of course, Penzance is famous for St. Michael's Mount, which is one of the most Instagrammed places in the world. And we finally find ourselves at Portland Bill, which is just a short drive from where my wife and I have a flat in Dorset. So here's the Trinity House obelisk right there on the bill, the famous Portland Bill lighthouse. And probably the most famous thing or infamous thing about Portland is the tidal race. As you can see here, nothing to speak of, but it can whip up like nobody's business, and if you get it wrong, you get it wrong. It is a nasty, nasty piece of ocean. As you can see here, this is a boat that's got it right. And not having any issues whatsoever. One of my favorite videos of somebody getting it wrong is the Sailing Brothers, and I'll link to that particular video in the description below. But if you are in England, make sure you pop down to Portland Bill, as every sailor should make a pilgrimage there. Thanks as always for watching, and please don't forget to like if you have liked the video, and most importantly, subscribe if you haven't. See you in the next one. Bye for now.